Welcome back to the back deck today. Scholars are saying that more Americans feel burned out on work right now than maybe ever before. I mentioned that last weekend, but an article I recently read had an interesting theory about why we're feeling burned out on work. Now listen to this. They suspect it's not just that we're working too hard or too long. It's that we're putting on our jobs a weight that they cannot carry. Americans want to see their jobs as a calling, as a way they find meaning. But then when we don't find fulfillment at work, it is devastating. As one secular researcher put it, it turns out work will never provide the purpose and emotional sustenance you once believed it would. So we simply need to come up with a new way of thinking about life. We have to think about, what if work wasn't the center of our lives? How do we reorganize our lives so that even if we are spending the most time doing it, work is not the number one priority. Work is not the way that we define whether we're successes or failures. It is not the primary axis of our identity. What could fill that void if work doesn't? Well, the Bible's answer is this: your work is just one neighborhood where you fulfill your actual life's purpose, which is to be Christ-like, to be an ambassador for His kingdom. In other words, first and foremost, God is not calling you to do something. God is calling you to be something, to be Christ-like. Check this out. God says something to Joshua in chapter 1. He and the rest of the people are afraid and exhausted, and God says, "Now be strong and brave. You must lead these people in the conquest of the land that I solemnly promised their ancestors that I would hand over to them." In other words, Joshua, people, I know it's scary right now, but remember your actual mission. You're here to start a new country. And he says the same thing to all followers of Jesus. I know it's scary now, but remember your actual mission. You're here to be the ambassadors of a new country, the kingdom of heaven. And that's a far greater purpose than your job, no matter what it is. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe that our work is sacred and it can be used by God to bring so much good to the world, but transcending your job is your vocation, your calling, which you can engage in no matter what your job is. As a man named Cornelius Stam said, our first responsibility is to represent Christ and to bring His message to the world. As God beholds us in Christ, so the world must behold Christ in us. Yeah, remembering that is a key to living faith forward.